Hey guys, Well Customs here, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure for Dormammu. It is Iron Fist right here. Looks pretty cool. A brand new looking Iron Fist. Looks pretty nice and promising. Take a look at the back. All the figures to build Dormammu right there. Let's open them up. Alright, so here is Iron Fist out of the box. He does come with some accessories, so let's take a look at them first. First off right here is the Dormammu upper armor, you want to call it that. Looks pretty cool. I guess you probably slide this on top. There is no pegs or anything, so I wonder how well it stays on, but that's it for the Build-A-Figure piece. Next right here, we do have some Fireball Fist little accessories that you could put on Iron Fist's hands. That's pretty cool, or his fist, that is. So you stick it right in there. Fits him pretty snug and good. It's pretty nice. And some nice action, bam, 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 right there. The next accessories he comes with are actually interchangeable hands, which are pretty cool. These are actually all wrapped up fists right there. Pretty cool. They plug in over here on the side. They have nice hinges and they swivel, so it's pretty good here. The one on the figure are actually molded on pretty good too. There is no articulation except for a swivel right there, but they are transparent, translucent that is, and you do kind of see like a skeleton. I don't even know what you want to call that. You do see a little view of his hand in there, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to say it's a skeleton, but it's a lot smaller than his normal fist, so who knows what you want to call that. But it looks pretty cool overall. And if you want to change out the hands, it's pretty simple. You pop these off, like so, right there, the little peg right there. You take the new ones, right there, and you pop them in. Give me 1 second. Just like that. And they feel okay. I feel like these are a little too small actually. If you take a look at them, the pegs look a little bit different. Like this one is a lot longer and this is a lot shorter. So just be careful about that. It will go in, but it isn't, like, you gotta make sure it's in there all the way. So, because if you start moving it, you do kind of feel like it's gonna come off. Not really, but just make sure you do all the rotation at the wrist instead. That might be better. Alright, now taking a look at Iron Fist finally. He is a pretty nice looking figure. He is sporting the new slimmer body of the Marvel Legends. Very similar, or basically is the same thing as the Pizza Spider-Man, I believe. Looks pretty nice. There is some difference in shading of the green. As you can see, the body compared to the arms and the legs right here. You can see the cutoff right there. Yeah, so, you know, that might annoy some people in the long run, but I think my lights are actually enhancing it more than you would notice in person, to be honest, but that is something to point out. Now going up close to the figure, you can see his nice head sculpt right there. I do have some chipping on the chin right there. This was the only figure in the store, so I had to get him no matter what, but it's not a big deal right there. The mask looks pretty good. I like how it looks like. He has a little bit of the excess of his mask in the back right here to tie it. You do see a little bit of hair on the back part too, so that's pretty cool right there. His chest, there is his symbol. Very clean. I like how clean it looks. Pretty good paint job right there, or however they put it on, maybe like a stamp. I'm not really sure. Going down, he has a yellow belt right there. He has his two fists right there. You can change them out. And going down, he has painted on yellow boots. Alright, now going to articulation, he has a ball jointed head on a hinge. It goes all the way up like that much. It goes down, actually it goes down pretty good right there, no complaints there at all. And left and right, no problems there either. At the shoulders, he has a lot of articulation. For one thing, he does have the butterfly joints. That's always nice to have right there. You can bring his arms up and get them really far back. Go forward as well. So that's pretty good too. At the shoulder itself, he has a hinge joint that rotates, so it goes up about that much. It's pretty good. It goes down, up and down as well like that. Bicep swivel, 2 points at the elbow right there, and depending on which hands you have, he does have a swivel at the wrist over here, or at the forearm, I'm going to call it that, and at the wrist he has a swivel on this one and a hinge. That's pretty good articulation. However, on this one it's just the swivel at the forearm and nothing else over there, because he has an Iron Fist. Anyway, at the ab joint, where we got the ab joint right there, goes back about that much. Not bad. Waist swivel, of course. Oh, I finally cracked that one. That's pretty good. Going down to the hips, T-jointed hips. Very good. Articulation. Look at that. Bam. Goes back, nothing at all really though. Split wise, not the greatest. Thigh swivel, 2 points at the knee, and at the boot, at the ankle at least, he does have a hinge and a pivot, so that's pretty standard right there. So when it comes to articulation, I think he has great articulation for this character and also for the figure itself. I love the base they're using for this one, a lot better compared to the old one, which I don't know where I put it. I probably threw it away because I didn't like it that much at all. You guys know which one I'm talking about when it has the wide jointed hips. I just hate that base mold they used. Very generic, and they used it way too much in the past. But this one is a lot better in my opinion. I love how they've been using this slimmer mold for certain characters like Spider-Man and stuff like that. So it's really very appropriate for Iron Fist in my opinion. Alright, so for our first size comparisons right here, we have Iron Fist with some of these Spider-Man figures right here. And I wanted to point these two out side by side really quickly because they look the same. They definitely look the same. Maybe they are the same, but you know, my eyes are telling me no, kind of. But they definitely feel a bit different as well. But you know, when you look at them, they have so many similarities. It could be different plastic they're using to mold the new figures now. Who knows? But I mean, just taking a look at it, you can look at them and they look the same bases. But you know, when you look at the fine detail, maybe they changed the legs a little bit. This is a little bit more thicker and wider. This is a little more slim looking. The ab joint and the crotch might be the same. The upper body looks the same, but they don't feel the same though. You know, it's hard to say. The arms are a little bit different as well. Of course, the forearms are different. Either way, they definitely are very similar, if not are the same. So I'm not going to say they are or not. But either way, you can see how they look side by side. And I definitely like the direction that Hasbro's going with all these new characters and new figures and giving them the right appropriate body molds. Next, right now we have Deadpool and Wolverine right here, so you have nice difference in sizes in the body mold, so you can see how he stacks up with some other figures. Next up, we have the Punisher and we have Captain America, Sam Wilson next to each other, so you can see the difference in size as well. They all have different body molds, which is great, man. You take a look at all the Hasbro Marvel Legend figures nowadays, they have a lot of different body molds, they really do, and it's pretty nice to have all these different variations. And this is not even all of them. We still have the bigger bodies as well. You have the smaller ones as too. You know, it's a great time to be a Marvel Legends collector, to be honest. Next, we have some female body molds, so you can see how he stacks up with them. And last, we have some DC characters, icons, and the old DC Universe classics, so you can see how he stacks up right there. What's up guys, I forgot to mention as I am sitting here on my couch editing my video, I forgot to talk about QC problems. So any kind of QC problems regarding this figure, I have to admit, they're pretty good. You know, I had no problems when it comes to articulation. This is for the first time in a long time when it comes to Hasbro that I didn't have to do anything like boiling pop, fix any tight joints, fix any warped or bent joints. Everything came out pretty good right out of the box. The articulation, like I said before in the video, is really smooth. All of my joints moved nicely. Had no problems there. So that's pretty nice to have for once in a while. That a nice decent figure. When it comes to paint, you know, you can see already the greens are a little bit off. That's not really the paint work. It's just the plastic they choose when they molded it. So you can take that any way you want. Other than that, the chest is nice. I like the paint job on that. The gloves over here are pretty nice as well. Also, when it comes to gloves on this wrist over here, this is probably the worst part when it comes to QC problems because that little peg was a little bit too small for the forearm right there. But other than that, it still is a decent figure. My copy is really good. Nice joints, nothing's warped. I'm pretty happy. Alright guys, so that's about it. Like I said before, I like this figure a lot. In my opinion, I think it is the best Iron Fist figure that we ever had. That's just my opinion though. I know a lot of people were not a fan of the earlier models or earlier versions of Iron Fist from Hasbro. Maybe you were, maybe you weren't, but I think this one's a lot better in my opinion. To the fact that, you know, I would keep this one in my collection. The other ones, I don't know what I did with them. I'm going to throw them away. That speaks loudly for me at least. The Toy Biz ones in the past were pretty good. They definitely had a good sculpt to them and detail, but lacked a little bit when it comes to paint work in my opinion, if I remember right. Also in articulation a little bit, but other than that, I like this one a lot. The body mold, like I said before, is really good. Could use a little bit more range in the hips, but not that horrible. The The accessories are great looking. Like I said before, I love the fireball hand right there. It's really cool. And let's go back really quickly one more time to the other hands that he comes with, because I don't think I gave enough detail. And I love how this looks. The Iron Fist right there, if you want to call it that, looks really cool. I'm not sure what that black part is in the middle. It could be his skeleton, but who knows. But this one too, the paintwork on this is great as well. The wrapped up fists, very nice. Definitely some good paintwork and detail as well. So that's about it, guys. Are you gonna get him? I think you will be very happy if you picked him up, to be honest, and I think he looks really cool. Add him to your collection. I still don't have a Luke Cage. I'm not buying that whole Thunderbolt collection to get him, so hopefully they will make him a individual card in the future. But that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!